Hi. I don't know, I'll probably put it in the title, but I'm assuming that, considering what just happened, you could probably guess what this is about, and knowing what I like and shit like that. It is about the Ash losing again in fucking the Pokemon League, because I'm a very angry, bitter man right now for many, many reasons that I will go into. And yes, I understand that it's like, oh, it's the anime, who gives a shit? And I'm not okay with him losing, but I'm not okay that I'm not okay with him losing, if you want, if you will. So we're gonna prefix that by like, it's the anime, who gives a shit, whatever. But I will at least explain why I'm angry, and it presents a good opportunity for a moan. Anyway, I refitted my T-Spikes team. It's no better, actually. It's probably worse, but I did it anyway. So we got Tomb, Drapion, Fletch, because I went with SD over Wisp, because it's like, it's a T-Spikes team. The whole point is the T-Spikes things. Why would I run Wisp? That... not as terrible as it looks. My only problem is I wanted to run Extreme Speed on it over Encore, and I can't. But it's actually not bad. The only problem it's got is Volts, which is meaningless. It is purely a method of leaving the fight. It doesn't do any real damage, so that's my kind of main gripe with it. I kind of want to make it, in fact, I probably should fucking make it plus speed minus special defense, because it's like, well, it's an endure fake out Rocky Helmet Raichu. It doesn't really need special defense, but there you go. Go on then, we'll make you naive for the sake of, for some vague form of cleverness, and we'll do that. Missy is there because toxic flying shit. Hex is there. This doesn't actually work that well either. Steels present problems for my team, which is kind of why you're here, although then other Flygons present problems for my team. Banded Flygons seem to be floating around a decent bit. But anyway, that is the team that I'm going to be using. I will probably lose every game because I don't really care. I will say, though, this has actually made me slightly annoyed enough to actually write down points to talk about, because otherwise I will spend probably about 2 hours bitching and moaning about this fucking anime no one actually cares about. And also to help me, I have Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze will get me through this today. God. Oh, yeah. I really do. It pisses me off so much. You have no idea. Anyway. Yeah, if you didn't know, Ash lost in his fight. Which surprised everyone, actually, for lots of reasons. Now, you may be, again, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, why is that surprising at all? It's the Pokemon. If any of you have any experience of the Pokemon anime, you know that Ash will never win. The only thing he's won is the Orange Islands, and the rest of it, like the actual Elite Four competitions, he's done top 4, top 8, top 2. Well, no, not top 2, but yeah, he's mainly done like the round of 16, the quarters and the semis before he gets shat on. Which is fine, that's his own thing. You know, it, like, you kind of expect it and you know what's going to happen going in. But still, there are reasons why people, including myself, thought he might actually win for a fucking change. But I was, like, one of them being the fact that it was actually a Pokemon, I think it was a Pokemon anime, or Pokemon in general, was 20th anniversary. As this rolls around, or it's the 20th anniversary year, so everyone was sort of thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe they'll be nice and fucking give him a fucking break for a change. No, why would you do that? You're a defog one. Yeah, I thought so. You saucy pig fucker. Alright, let's toxic predict into Camel Man. Hello. Hello, Camelman. Right, I want you gone. It's not gonna kill you, but I want you gone. Yeah, it did a lot. Oh, that's the... Oh! Wow! That's... Fuck. Oh, no. Yes! It's gonna have to do. Anyway, I'm gonna start off by saying the fight itself was actually crap. It was actually really bad. Like, you know, it's the way he lost wasn't in the way like it has been in previous gens, where he's fucking lost to some. Or what did he lose to? The first time he lost to Gary. Then the second time he lost to one of his rivals that I can't remember anymore because it's been a very, very long time. The third time he lost to a Blaziken. Then the fourth time he lost to a Latios after beating a Darkrai. I can't remember what happened in the fifth one. I hated black-white anime so fucking much, it was unreal. That anime was pure steaming dog shit of the highest caliber. But yeah, like for all of those ones, apart from losing to Gary and like the first two gens, he's generally been put at a disadvantage that he could not overcome. Like Blaziken was a new thing he had never fucking seen before, had no concept of, and was just like, well, fuck, and then he lost. And it's like, well, okay, I can kind of get on with that. Oh, dick, I fucking knew it. I'm not winning this fight, there's no fucking way. I've got to kill you. That's just... Well, actually, Gramble's always dead, but then he's also got a fucking Flygon, so that's its own special, unique problem. And Raichu ain't doing shit, so... yeah, basically. Let's go into Flygon, because I have nothing else to do. All I can do is Earthquake! Because it's damage! Fine. At least that means Flichinda might kill you, maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Fine. I can roll with that. I don't want to go to Raichu, because all I can do is fake out camera up, and that's not going to kill him at all. There's no viable way. But I can't have him. Oh, no, I can go to Drapion. I guess. If school does more than 25%, you're a fucking failure. Oh, good! Right. I need T-Spikes. Give me T-Spikes. Alright, don't give me T-Spikes then. Fuck off. Yeah, the fight itself was actually probably one of the worst fights I've actually seen out of a lot of them, and that is considering the Latios one. At least the Latios one was pretty fucking epic. Like, it was forced bullshit that he had to lose, but at least it was interesting, and it was like... I don't know, like, that probably was actually one of the better fights, to be honest, because he was up against it, you knew he was fucking done, but it did it with a certain amount of style and flair that I'm sort of like, it looked cool. Whereas this one, I don't know why, it didn't really, like, even though I'm assuming they were at least trying to build it up so that Ash might win, even though he obviously, well, I know, or not obviously wasn't going to, but they at least tried to build it up like he might win. It just didn't really have that sort of air of, yeah, he might actually fucking do this. It was just sort of, I don't know, they played some music in the background of it, and a lot of the attacks were big and flashy, but I mean, the actual showpiece fight of fucking Charizard X versus Ash Greninja was over in about 4 minutes. It's like, okay. But anyway, so that was his own thing, just as a personal point. It's like, if you're going to make him lose, at least make it look interesting. Fuck you. God. What do I do? You're going to go toxic, aren't you? Let's be realistic about this. I think I've lost. I really don't care. I'm going to go Spiritomb. But that was its own thing. Now, let's actually get on to why people actually thought he might win, maybe. Because let's face it, you know, I'm sure all of you people who've actually watched it and didn't bother to watch this one were probably like, why would you assume that? It's fucking Pokemon. Wow. Black-White is fucking terrible. I watched that whole piece of shit through. For some reason I stayed for all of it. And the only time it got good was after the league was done and he'd lost again. I can't remember who he lost to. It was bollocks. I think there was some... he probably beat the Snivy twat and then someone beat the shit out of him. Was it a Mega Pokemon? It might have been a Mega Pokemon. I really can't remember. It was just awful. But anyway, so that happened, and it was a thing. You're not gonna switch out, are you? Oh no, you're gonna switch into Flygon now. Go on, fucking do it. Oh no! Oh, okay. Well, bollocks to you then, Flygon. You're shit. Even with an Earth Plate. Fucking Registeel. Piss off. But yeah, so it's like, that anime was fucking, like, I can still hear Iris calling Ash a little kid. It's burrowed so deep into my skull that whenever I hear it, I feel like violently being ill. It's otherworldly. I hate it. She drove me fucking mental. She was awful. But like I say, once you got past the League thing, and it did its own thing where they were just visiting places, it was alright. A bit. Not much. It was bearable. Yeah, we'll go with bearable. How about that? But yeah, that was about as good as it got for me. I need an SD of some description. Let's try. Shit. Clever bastard. You win this round, you fuck. I might be able to make that work. Might being the operative word here. You need to survive. Maybe. T-Spikes is going to have to pull it out of its arsehole though. You better fucking kill this. Oh. You don't help me out, do you? You're a max attack Spiritomb, and that's what you give me. Go fuck yourself, man. Well, I have the SD. So, he's gonna... No, he's not. He's gonna fucking outrage me. Fine. Fine. Whatever works for you. Tomb's gonna have to do it then. Somehow. I don't know. It could do in theory, depending. It all basically depends on Albemola. Right. Fake out. It's alright. Endure. Although you're not going to be CB, are you? Let's be honest. Oh, bold. I outspeed you, so I'm going to endure. I'm going to have to toxic stall the shit out of you. Ah, you silly fool! Haha! What say you now, punk? You silly sausage. See, it's not terrible, it's just really bad. I like it, for what it's worth. I'm going to go into Tomb, because it's all I've got. Oh wait, no, you might actually be choiced. I don't know. Maybe. Whatever, fuck it. We'll assume for the sake of assuming that you probably are. But yeah, so like, Black and White was so terrible, but X and Y actually seemed to have managed to bring some people that weren't circus chimps on board. And it was actually pretty good. It wasn't brilliant. I wouldn't put it anywhere near my top 10 animes, even though I don't have a top 10. I just tend to watch shit and think, and then I get on with it. But it was, considering what we've had to work with for like 10 years, it was acceptable. It had a decent bit of heart and charm. Fucking his companions actually went for an arc more complex than I'd like to win things. So I'm going to. You know, like Serena was actually a pretty decent female companion. She was alright, and it wasn't just because she wanted Ash, it was like because she actually had to go through a significant loss, and, you know, it actually meant something, and it was quite good. I quite like this. I do. You've done well. You've achieved something. But, you know, because I had to fuck it up somehow. I mean, she was like that. She's actually still probably one of the better points of that entire thing. All things considered. Sorry, Raichu, you've got to die. Unless you live. Oh, shit! Nice. Well done, my son. Now you can get a cheeky fake out. Hey, Flygon, what's up? I can at least do damage to you. He's saving his Almo so hard. But in theory, depending on burns, I can stall that. Depending. Oh. Doesn't matter an awful lot. Let's check if you're scarfed. And you are. Okay. Scarf defog. Very bold. Very bold. Alright, Tomb. You're gonna pull out your ball sack. Oh, good. Alright, well, actually, that's fine. That means I get a bit more lefties back, to be fair. Although he is going to switch to Outrage, which presents its own unique set of problems, but I'll get on with it. Yay, someone understands my insanity. That's good. Yeah, like I say, it was actually written by vaguely competent people. Like I say, it's not amazing. I'm not going to say it's fucking award-winning gold standard shit, but it's good. It has a bit of heart and a bit of soul. The characters go through it. Even the fucking kid wasn't atrocious. Although, like I say, watching it in Japanese does help, because you can maintain enough distance from that shit that it's fine. What I've watched of the English dub is pretty bad, but Japanese I was okay with. And you can just get on with it, and it's fine. Fuck, you have toxic. That makes my life a lot harder. Miss, please. Basically. No. Okay, I lose. Fine, whatever. So yeah, like, they all went through decent arcs and they had to learn things, and it was good. I liked it. It was fine. Like, for the most part, again, comparing it to the fucking pile of smouldering anuses we had before it, yeah, did alright. No qualms. Like I say, I could only be happy with what they gave us. So that was another thing. It's like, you know, even Ash went through his own character arc, and he actually came out of it with something that no one else had. You know, it wasn't him up against something that he'd never seen before. It wasn't him up against some bullshit legendaries that were going to cream him no matter what he did. He had his own thing, and the guy that he played in the final had his own thing. It was a Mega versus Ash Greninja, and it's like, okay, so it's a level playing field. Cool. I'm down for that. GG to you, Everman. Most people would say what I did was crap, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, they actually presented a decently level playing field for him, and it's like, okay, this is weird. Usually, it's either been against someone that he wasn't strong enough to beat, because he wasn't at that stage yet, or it was someone that he, you know, sort of, I suppose you could say, oh, was it Richie? Was it Richie? I think it was Richie in fucking 2nd gen, where he lost. Like I say, that was also kind of a level playing field, or was it? No, because Charizard, actually no. What happened? I can't fucking remember. Yeah, because he beat Gary. Oh no, that was actually bullshit, because Charizard randomly decided I didn't like him anymore. I can't fucking remember anymore. I'm confusing 1st and 2nd gen because I haven't watched them in eons. Many, many, many years ago did I actually go back and try and watch that shit. Okay, fine, fair enough. Ooh, that is T-Spike's ripe, that. Although that is a fucking offensive team. Right. Oh, balls. Fuck. He's gonna go Shadow Ball, isn't he? Or Hidden Power Ice. No, I'm gonna go into Raichu because it's the pussy play. Aha! You fool! Right, I'm gonna predict Steelix, and I'm gonna fucking double into... I don't know what I do for Steelix. It's going to Flygon, because it's there. In fact, he has nothing to take on Flygon, realistically, apart from a Hidden Power Ice Jolteon, and a Scarf Medi, maybe. Oh well, let's try and clobber it to death. Decent clob... Why are you running, Rock Doom? Could be a scrub, don't know. Yeah, I can't remember which one Ash's Charizard just decided now, go fuck yourself. It was one of them. I don't know. It might have been that Ash's Charizard decided to come around for Gen 3 and then he went up against Blaze again and lost. I honestly couldn't fucking tell you. But either way, so, in fact, yeah, the more I think about it, the more it's actually been a properly level playing field against him and the person who was supposed to beat him. And it's like, that's cool. I am okay with that. I can get behind that. Don't go high jump kick. Aha! Yes, I played you for a chump. Right, let's get some T-Spikes up then. So yeah, that was another thing that was certainly in his favour. Like I say, he'd actually seemed like he'd grown, he'd suffered quite a few, you know, sort of balls ups over the course of X and Y, and he seemed to have grown for it, and everyone was like, cool, this is what we want to see. More of this shit, please. So yeah, that's, like I say, all that was in its favour, but that's kind, like I say, that's why people were disappointed. I've generally come up against two arguments, because I was actively trying to find the episode, and then I found like comments about it saying that it's shit and it needs to die, and then no one's ever going to fucking watch it again because it's just awful in every conceivable way. And I'm like, right. But it's sort of, people are on two sides of it, which side one is they're never going to watch it again because it genuinely built up hope that he might pull something out of his arsehole, and then it didn't happen, and now it's like, it's bad enough when he gets to a point in the finals and then bullshit Darkrai comes out and creams half of his team, and you're just like, well, he's not meant to win because the writer wills it. It's about 18,000 times worse when the writers have given him a level playing field, a decent-ish story arc, a power that is his own, that only he knows about, realistically, and only he understands. You kind of, it's like you built it up so that he was gonna win. This is the point, like, you've done well in that regard, and then he didn't, because, well, if he does, then for some reason there's this prevailing thing that his adventure will be over. Why? What about having him, I mean, that's all he knows at this point, going off on stupid, shitty adventures with random people and trying to compete in the league. Why would that end because he wins it? Just saying, you know, your people who are writing it are writing it. It can't be that fucking difficult to think of another scenario why he goes on an adventure. Like, he's not about to go back home and then his mum's like, well, you don't need to go out anymore, you can just live here for the rest of your life. And he'll be like, alright. You know, I don't think Gary ever won it, and yet he randomly decided he wanted to do something else with his life. It's like, good. He has a bit of, you know, he suddenly decided that battling wasn't really for him anymore. Well done. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it just, again, like, comparing it to Black and White, where everything was better, and then the fact that because everything was better, they actually built him up as a character a bit more, considering that he had got a complete reset at the start of Black and White because they're gibbering anuses, and they were like, oh, no fans from before will care if we just reboot him for a new generation of fans. That'll go down well. Which is odd, because I'm fairly certain X and Y Ash was a continuation of Black and White Ash, which is just like, ugh. So he's, I don't know, I really don't. In fact, that's one of the things that really pisses me off. Like, before he got rebooted back to 10 at the start of Black and White, no one remembered him from the previous fucking Indigo Plateau or whatever, like, league things. I think there was only that old bloke at one of them who was just like, oh, you're right. He's like, I remember you, you were great. And he was like, oh, cheers. That was about it. But I mean, that was also before Brock got kicked off the anime, so I don't know, it's its own thing. But yeah, I was just kind of assuming that X and Y Ash was a continuation of Black and White, because he doesn't make quite as many retarded mistakes. I think the worst episode for me in Black and White was one where, he was fighting that electric gym leader, the model or whatever she was, and like, for some reason, the writers were like, oh, you know what Ash would do? He would try and strategize, and so he would bring one Pokemon that would counter her entire team, and nothing else. And he would ignore Pikachu, who's been with him for years. It's like, he's a twat. I don't think he's on that kind of twatish level. That's, that was, like, that for me, that was sort of, I mean, like, say, you can fucking say, oh, look, he's 10 years old. Ha! Get the joke. Do you get it? Do you get it? Please get it. Please like it. We love it. Please. But to sort of turn around like that and like, alright then, well, he's completely forgotten the fact that he's been in 4 league challenges, won a league thing with skill. But fine, yeah, sure, he's only going to bring one Pokemon to a gym battle because, you know, why not? Because that's clever. Oh, you saucy pig fucker. Mega Camerupt has really risen up the ranks, hasn't he? I remember the days when you were PU, bucko. Look at you now. Standing with the best of them and fucking my arsehole. I should give you a go. I should go and build a team around you because why not? I remember you with Mantine. I think it was Mantine. Those were the days. I think I've lost this just because it's a Camerupt and I can't think of anything to do. Oh wait, no, I can finagle my way around it. Well, I can at least get Camerupt out for 10 minutes or 10 seconds before he comes back in and fucks me again. Yeah, the other thing as well, I don't know why, like, they set up the fight so it was sort of halfway, like, it wasn't an epic fight at all, but they sort of tried to make, this is another thing, it's like, how have the writers gone from really great to incompetent anuses who don't know what they're doing? It's almost like they let them have the reins for the entirety of the 2 seasons, and are probably going to give them the reins back now that it's done. And then, you know, like say, just for 2 episodes, like, executives got involved and were just like, no, you can't have that! No! You're not allowed, he's not allowed to win! You know, right, like, oh, please let us, you know, he can, he's allowed to, why not? And they were just like, no! Not allowed. It's bollocks. No one would like that. It's like the quality of writing just dropped dramatically in 2 episodes, and I'm probably going to watch on just to see if it actually picks up again, because it's probably been the best seasons of Pokemon for its entirety of its 20-year run span. It's actually been genuinely pleasurable to watch and experience. Fuck, wow, I thought he'd switched to Magneton. I don't know what I'm doing. You're not gonna kill it, are you? Let's be honest. I've lost, his Drapion now beats me. It already beat me, but now it's gonna beat me extra hard. So yeah, it's like, I just, that's my point. Like, if I was gonna level a criticism at it, I would just say I don't understand. But, like I say, with the 2 points of view, people were like, oh, this is terrible, you built it up, how could you, you miserable pig fuckers, let him win for once in his fucking life. There is the other flip side of it. It's like, well, it's Pokemon. If you've been watching it for any sum of time, or at least watch a full season or generation of it, then you know how this shit plays out. And it's like, well, that's true, but it's been decently different from every generation before it. It's been a whole lot better. There was actual decent anticipation built up for it. Everything before it was fine. You know. But I do get it from that point of view. It's just like, what exactly were you expecting? And it's just like, you're not wrong. You know, it is a holding pattern, and it is at the end of the day made for, you know, kids, basically. I mean, it's written horribly if you look at it from that point of view. It's like, oh, the whole point of it is just to teach children, like, how to play the game. It's like, well, then why does it get so much shit wrong? All the time. Consistently. I think, what, let's go with an example. How about that? In the fight against his rival, like I say, in Japanese it's Shota, I can't remember what it is in English, I don't care. Yeah, it brings out a Slacking, and he gets a Slacking to just, really, you have a refresh Blastoise. Why don't you run a Heal, Bella? Whatever. He has he brings out a Slacking, and Ash brings out a Hawlucha, and Hawlucha fucking kicks the shit out of it, and then Slacking uses Counter and one-shots it. Now, yes, countered, fine, whatever, great. But it's like, Slacking wouldn't live high jump kicks, flying presses, karate chops to be able to counter it. And even then, it was like, oh, counter takes all the damage that's been built up and then pays it back. Like, no, that's Bide, which Goodra uses later on. Counter works with one move, but fine, whatever. So Ash's Goodra uses Bide, and it happens as a beam, and it doesn't kill anything. It's like, no, I certainly would kill everything, because it's Bide. It is Counter, but it lasts longer. Your version of Counter is actually Bide. Anyway, that's my point though. It's like, alright, fine, it's written as a show for 10-year-olds, and he's not supposed to win, because it's got to carry on for eternity. He's got to keep trying to beat the league to get you to try and beat the league and beat all the gym leaders and whatever. Just ignoring the fact that it takes you about 20 hours to beat the game itself. And the anime lasts for about 2 years, 3 years, depending on the generation cycle. Ignoring that completely, why do you get every single little thing wrong? I swear, the amount of shit that they get wrong in that show. And it's just like, that's fine, but that can be your interpretation of it. Openly, your interpretation of Pokemon. That's fine, that's brilliant, but can you not don't ever link it to the games. Please stop. It is one of those things where it's just like, why would little kids watch it? And it just teaches them how to do it wrong. But either, like I say, by the way, as a side note, that wasn't why the fight was bad. I have no, in a show where his Pikachu could beat an Onix through the power of wanting to with Thunderbolt, I don't give a shit. Like, everything's off the table. I haven't got a problem with the fact that the moves are wrong. It's just, as a tool to teach kids how to play Pokemon, it's wrong. So that kind of reason sort of goes out the window. It's like, well, if the people who are writing this shit don't even fucking know how it works, then, well, why is it used as such? It's not an education tool because it's fucking wrong. But whatever. Anyway. I don't know. It just... there is potential on both sides of it. But it's like, my problem is that whenever Ash loses, they never actually bother to follow up on the potential that they actually gain from having him lose. Because they always reboot him at the start of every season, so it's a gibbering anus who doesn't know what he's doing. And I get it, that's your holding pattern. I'm fairly certain they've openly admitted that the show is a holding pattern. It's like, why? Do you really not have a creative bone in your body? Is there really nothing you can work with that... in fact, you could retcon the start of Black and White and actually say, alright, not give away his age, but maybe the fact that he's lost 6 leagues in a row might actually weigh down on him a bit. The fact that he gained a new power that only he knew about with a Pokemon that really shouldn't have had any power to begin with, and still didn't win... Maybe that gives him something to focus on. Maybe, winning the league is still his goal, but he's going to go about it in a different way. Anything that requires small nugget thought would be appreciated. Because you've clearly shown you have the writers to maybe do that. But no, he's probably just going to go to the Alola region and be a crap again. Unless that's going to function as an Orange Islands thing, which I would probably be alright with, to be honest. I would probably go back to watching it for that. In fact, that is the only thing that is going to make me watch it, to be honest. It's like, if there's continuation from X and Y, so it's like he goes from that to Alola, not a complete restart all over again, I might go back and watch it. But if they reboot it again, like, I'm out, I'm off that train, because it's like, I can't be bothered anymore. Because the problem you've got, as well, is it's like, alright, ignoring the fact that they get everything wrong and all that shit, and it's made for kids, like, what kind of kid who has decent experience, maybe of the last, maybe Black and White, well, especially when the league is generally quite easy to win, What exactly do you gain from making a character that only knows losing? It's not inspiring. It doesn't make the kid think, oh yeah, he did it, I can fucking do it. Especially with the whole point of Ash, realistically, isn't to have a character arc. If you're going by the logic of it's to teach kids, he's your, audience surrogate character. He's the blank Mario-like character that you're supposed to experience the journey through. And it's like, well, he fucking loses every time he gets anywhere near success. That doesn't exactly inspire kids to play your game. It's like, well, fuck, he lost. I'm supposed to be him. I lose as well. Bollocks to it. Yeah, you've got to have him win at some point, or he's just not going to be anything. And it's like, I get it. Like, all right, I'm fucking 22, and I'm sitting here moaning about it. I do get it. Like, when people say, "What did you expect?" I do completely understand. There's like, well, it's the Pokemon anime. It has literally no real meaning, but it's like, there is the other side of it, which is like, alright, well, fucking YouTube has no meaning, fucking every other anime I watch has no meaning, games have no meaning, art in general, no meaning, but it's like, you take away what you want to take away from something. And it's like, even with this shitey crap, it's still like, I give a shit because I want to give a shit. I said it before in Stellar Glow, or I will do at some point. It's like, yeah, alright, the game is above average in general, but it's like, I shouldn't moan about the story that much, but I moan about the story that much because I want to give a shit, and it keeps letting me down. This is kind of the same thing. I've watched it for a decent while, and you get invested because it lasts so long, and then it's like, it just lets you down. It's just like, you want him to win. That's the whole point of doing it, like, having an arc. And you gave him an arc, and he lost. I don't know. But I'm certainly on the fence about it. I'm certain if it's a complete reboot of Ash, I'm just not going to watch it again. In fact, the only thing that would probably make me watch it again is if it's a direct continuation, or I saw there was a rumour that Serena was going to join Ash in the Alola thing. I'm like, I'd probably go in for that. At least there's some kind of continuation to it. But it's just frustrating. Yeah, especially when, again, it's an anime that, like, every, like, sort of generation takes about 2 or 3 years to blow through, and it's just like, well, why would anyone want to fucking watch it if they know what the end is going to be in 3 years' time? At some point, you've got to have a change, or it's just like, well, no. Again, the other side of it as well is like, the audience is effectively infinite because you've got new kids coming through that will watch it, and then the old kids will think, well, this is bollocks, I'm going to go do something else with my life, and that's fine, but it's also the age of the internet, and it's like, younger kids can find out opinions from older kids, and shit gets spread around. I mean, what 10-year-old you see these days doesn't have an iPhone and Twitter? Let's be honest. And it's just like, at some point, this has got to bite them in the arse. At some point, you kids are like, oh, this Pokemon thing seemed... Oh, hang on a minute. They said that was terrible. We're not going to watch that. I'm going to go off and watch bloody, I don't know, Thomas the Tank Engine. Whatever it is that kids watch these days. I don't know. I watched Thomas the Tank Engine when I was young. It was awesome. Who didn't like Thomas the Tank Engine? Apart from when it got into the boulder phase. Jesus. That was unique. I love that though. Like I say, after a certain point when they ran out of stories, every single episode was about a boulder heading towards something. And just like, it's just you can't have this many boulders. You're just gonna wear the audience down. You're gonna have just boulder PTSD at some point. But that was another thing. A fucking Pokemon in X and Y had PTSD. It was like that Goomy that had PTSD. And it's like, this is weird, but it's cool. Pokemon has actual feelings and a vague amount of depth. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop because, as I said, I could plod on about this for ages, but it really is just like, they'd set it up so well for them, and the stars had aligned, and it looked like it was going to happen, and then it didn't. And I at some point, especially in this internet age, it's got to bite them in the arse. It really does. There's got to come a point where the next generation of kids is going to see, well, the previous generation said it was shit. Or it ended in a crappy way but was overall good. I'm not going to watch it because I know how the story ends. You know, there's a certain value to be found in knowing what the story ends, but if the whole point of the ending is to be disappointing and to let you down, at some point it's got to come full circle. I have to believe it does, because it's just frustrating. But anyway, if you give a shit, then tell me your opinion on it. As I said, I do understand the whole point of a 22-year-old moaning about the Pokemon anime. I really do get it, but it's like, you take what you want to take from stuff, and when you want to take something and you believe something is going to be good and it's just not, you just end up feeling like shit. And it's like, well, good. Wasn't that worth it? Wasn't that worth 3 years of anticipation and build up for characters that I slowly began to care about, just for all of it to just go, wasn't that worth it? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Fuck it. I'm going to go get very drunk. See you in a bit. Peace.